Hey guys, it's Becky. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. This video today is all about being 1,000 days sober. Cue the confetti. I am so excited. It has been the craziest, almost 3 years. 1,000 days is almost 3 years being alcohol free. I did a video about being a year sober or a year without wine when I had hit that milestone a couple years ago, and I wanted to do a little follow-up about like how life has changed. Is it better? Is it different? Challenges, that kind of stuff. But I did want to start with a little overview on some of the benefits of taking alcohol out of your life. So let's talk about some benefits. There are so many, it's going to be hard to list in this video how much it really affected my life for the better. First and foremost, I want to just say I am just a woman here sharing her story about being alcohol free and quitting alcohol and what my experience was and what I did and all that kind of stuff. I am not a doctor. I'm not here to provide medical advice or anything like that. I'm not an addiction specialist. I am a health coach by trade. I'm a health and nutrition coach, and I am certified to teach yoga if that means anything to you. But I am just here sharing my experience about taking alcohol out of my life. So that being said, let's get started with the benefits. One of the first benefits is going to be your heart health. Apparently, alcohol has a very detrimental effect on your heart. It constricts blood vessels and things like that. Your blood pressure will lower. It can lower your blood pressure because alcohol increases your blood pressure. Another thing that you're going to find is your skin is going to be so amazing. Without the dehydration that comes from alcohol, it is unbelievable how much different your skin will look, especially as a woman. Yes, I'm a woman, and yes, I want to age as gracefully as possible. Thank you. But the difference in your skin when you quit drinking alcohol and the dehydration that it causes is unbelievable. Now, for those of you who are women and actually going through perimenopause and things like that, your skin is going to change because of hormonal reasons too. But alcohol is also a hormone disruptor. So taking alcohol out of your life increases your hydration in your skin, and it can help your hormones re-regulate. Now, menopause is menopause and your hormones are going to go wackadoo. But that being said, you're taking alcohol out of the equation is just going to give you a leg up. And the amount of plumpness in my skin, it's night and day. I'll see if I can find a before picture. They are not cute by any stretch of the imagination, but I'll see if I can find a before picture and put it up here for you so you can see how sallow and sunken my eyes were. Crazy. So definitely hydration in your skin. Your blood pressure may level out. If you don't do anything with your meds, do that under the supervision of a doctor, but it will definitely help. You will more than likely lose some weight because of the empty calories that come along with drinking alcohol, and the sugars that come and like margaritas and stuff like that. But take that all aside. Just the alcohol itself on your metabolism, it slows your metabolism. So once you take that out, regardless of if you change your dietary intake or anything like that, your metabolism will have the opportunity to reset. Now, I know a lot of people say that you'll lose weight because of the empty calories that you're not drinking and da 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 da. That is all probably true. But in my experience, and I think I covered this in my first video after it being a year, it took a good solid 90 days for me to see any real difference in like the circumference of my weight and stuff like that, because it just took that long for my body to reset. So, but you will probably lose some weight. So that is another one of the biggest benefits. I want to talk to you a little bit about a personal effect of alcohol on me and in my life. My liver enzymes were elevated. And I did not even know this until I started getting my blood checked after I quit. And this was after I had stopped drinking alcohol. And my liver enzymes were still elevated. And it freaked me out. It freaked me out bad. Um, my father has some health issues surrounding his liver caused by drinking, and it really freaked me out. So that being said, it leads me to think, and I don't know this for facts, but it leads me to think that there is a genetic component to it affecting your liver in a certain manner. However, 3 years, 1,000 days later, my liver enzymes are completely normal. I don't have fatty liver. I never was diagnosed with fatty liver, just my liver enzymes. It was working harder than it should have been to get the job done. And now they're back down to normal levels. My liver is not inflamed anymore. And yeah, it makes me really, really happy to know that it's fixable and it can be reversible, right? And it will and can heal if you treat it properly, take the toxins out, and eat, clean up your diet and all those kinds of things. So it is possible to undo some damage, and that's the good news. Oh my gosh, let's talk about sleep, shall we? I know there, in the movies, it's all have a glass of wine so I can get some sleep and to relax and all of that stuff, but it actually does the opposite in the long term. So you may have that glass of wine or drink or cocktail or whatever it is, and it might help you get to sleep or fall asleep initially, but your sleep isn't going to be as deep. In my 1 year video, I think I talked about latency and falling asleep and stuff like that. And it was long at first because my body was so used to having the alcohol to get to sleep. When I didn't, it was taking my body longer to kind of get into that rested state. Now, 10 minutes, that's a long night because I'm tired when I go to bed and my latency is good. And then I'm getting, I wear the Aura ring so it tracks my sleep and I'm getting good, solid, deep sleep. Now, is it this magic thing that's going to fix every single problem that you have with sleep in your life? No. Life happens. Stress happens. You're going to have some sleepless nights. You're going to have nights where something happened in the day and it's going to keep you up thinking, but alcohol is only going to exacerbate that problem, in my opinion. So, but your sleep will get on as a whole, let's say this, as a whole, your sleep will get so much better because when you get into that deep sleep, your brain has the opportunity to flush out toxins. That's when memories are solidified. So I hear, I don't know this for sure. I'm not a doctor, but all the research, and you can do the research for yourself too. And I would highly recommend that you do some research and educate yourself on what alcohol is doing to your body and what significant benefits that you can obtain by quitting. So the sleep, like I say, it's not going to be some end all be all. You're gonna sleep like Sleeping Beauty every night for the rest of your life. Let's be realistic, but you will get so much better deep restorative sleep when you take alcohol out of your life. Okay, let's talk about stress and anxiety. When I was talking about sleep, I mentioned, you have a drink at the end of the day to take the edge off because you're stressed and you want to be able to relax. And I can remember when I was drinking, and if I had an extra glass of wine the night before, or it was maybe a Friday night and I went to a party or something along those lines. Do you ever wake up in the morning and you have like your body's humming, like you have a vibration? And that's anxiety. Like for me, that was my anxiety showing itself. So my whole body would have like this vibration. And when you stop drinking alcohol, that is gone. And it is the most glorious way to put your feet on the ground when you get out of bed in the morning and you're solid and you're not jittery and you're not thinking about the night before and did I do something or how many drinks did I have? There's no low level vibration that's keeping your anxiety up here. You can kind of level off. No, people that have chronic anxiety and stuff, that's a real thing. That's a real life issue. But when you add alcohol to that mix, it just turns up the volume. So that for me was one of the most beautiful benefits of not drinking for 1,000 days. That hum, that little vibration that you get is gone. And oh, it's glorious. So let's just talk about clarity because in my video, in my first video, I said clarity was like the best thing. And I've got to tell you, it only gets better. It only gets better. And life happens. You know, that pink cloud that they talk about when you first quit drinking in the first 90 days and you have the pink cloud and everything's great and you're kind of floating and everything's kind of, you know, you've gotten over the hurdle and you've gotten over the cravings and stuff like that and you're just kind of in that pink cloud. Well, then that goes away. And then you settle into your new normal, sober. And it's awesome. But life happens and stressful things happen and traumatic things happen. But when you take alcohol out of the equation of your life, you're able to cope and deal with that stuff so much better and on such a deeper level than you ever could with alcohol. And it's hard for me to be able to describe to you exactly what that feels like because it's such a personal thing for everyone. Everyone, you, me, your neighbor is unique and different and authentic and you have your own way of processing things and getting through things and dealing with things. But when I tell you that it is so much more peaceful and helpful and clearer to sit with yourself and whatever it is that you're going through at that time and to deal with it with the clarity that you have without alcohol in your life, it is one of the most beautiful things and such a blessing, such a blessing. I can't tell you how blessed I feel that I was able to take it out of my life and try and go deeper. And I'm still a work in progress and I'm still on the journey and I'm still trying to get to this part of me right here, you know, that deep soul part. I want to know her really well. And I'm still finding her and I'm still doing the work and I'm still on the journey and I'm still searching and I love it. And I love the search and I love the journey and I love the adventure of figuring out who I am. And it's so beautiful. Let's talk about relationships. It has been a wild ride with my relationships. In the first year, I lost some friendships and they did not come back. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. You know, there's a saying that says you have friends for a reason, friends for a season, and friends for a lifetime. And I'm a firm believer in that. And there's definitely some weeding that happens when you take alcohol out of your life and your lifestyle changes and the things you like to do change along with that. Now, don't get me wrong, I still like to go out and party with the rest of them. I just don't have alcohol involved. I love to go to a concert. I love to go to a festival. I like to go to art shows. I like to go to comedy clubs. I like to do all that stuff. And there's no reason why I have to have alcohol to do those things. And my true friends love me just as much, if not more, being my goofy sober self than I was my withdrawn, not sober self. Because I don't know about you, but when I was drinking, I was the type of person who would withdraw. I would go within. I would get small and quiet when I was drinking. And yeah, I would get goofy every once like at first. I'd get a little goofy and, let my hair down a little bit. But at at the end of it, I closed up and like a clam. And now I am so comfortable in my goofiness, for lack of a better word. I don't mind making a fool of myself because I know it's just me and I'm being silly and I'm having fun and I'm loving life. And I'm not doing it because I've got a couple wines in me. I'm not doing it because I've had a couple cocktails. I'm doing it because that's just who I am. And I love it. And my true friends love that about me. So, I mean, I still get some comments every now and again, especially from my husband. Oh, you shouldn't start drinking, and oh, you should when you were drinking, and blah 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 blah. But it doesn't faze me because let me tell you, there ain't no one night that can replace like of drinking. There's no drink. There's no event. I'm telling you, when I tell you, there's nothing that feels as good as being sober does after you've been in the trenches with the alcohol and then you get out of it and you feel how good it is to really live life super present, super clear, and I mean feeling all the feels, because get ready, because it's a wild ride, but it is so worth it to know that you are taking life by the horns, man. And you are in it, you're owning it, and you are doing it your way on your terms. And it's amazing. So, in closing, 1,000 days. It's been actually more than 1,000 days. So, November 1st actually is my 3-year mark. So, I wish you the best of luck on your journey, whether you're sober curious, just kind of watching to dip your toe in the water to see what it might be like. There are tons and tons of, they call it quit lit. There's lots of books to be read. I can link some down below. When you're first starting drinking, when you're first stopping alcohol, the quit lit's a lifesaver. It is, because you're not alone. Get into a support group online. They're anonymous. You don't have to say who you are. Read the stories. You don't even have to contribute if you don't want to, but reading the stories so you know you're not alone is really huge. And if you'd like to see a video of tips and tricks on how to stop drinking initially, like getting through the first 30 days or 90 days, leave me a comment down below, because I'd be more than happy to revisit how I did it, the tips and tricks that I used, and hopefully that can help you. And leave me a comment down below. Give me a little heart emoji if you enjoyed this video. I wish you the best of luck, and I will see you at 4 years. Ciao.